Hey there, conscious creator. My name is 𝗘𝗫𝗣𝗟𝗏 and I am here to help you consciously create the life that you want. So let's get into this video. So first of all, if you don't know or you haven't heard of subliminals and you've stumbled across this video, then subliminals in the context of YouTube, because I know that's what people mean. In terms of the YouTube videos and what people are asking me for, this is where you have the affirmations played at a lower volume underneath like some kind of audio, like backing sound or whatever. And these are sub-audio because they're known as sub-audible subliminals, because you cannot hear the affirmations that are being played underneath the louder sound. So one thing you need to understand when it comes to subliminals, first of all, is to do with the conscious and the subconscious mind. So with the conscious mind, that's everything that you are aware of. That's all your like feelings, emotions, things you are aware of, things that you can control, and all that kind of stuff. Your subconscious mind is all the background stuff, so the things that you don't control, the like unconscious thoughts that you have, the unconscious beliefs that you have, etc., etc. You know, the things going on in your body, that's controlled subconsciously, because you don't have to think about breathing, you don't have to think about pumping your heart, like that's all done for you through the subconscious mind. So with subliminal messages, is a signal that is below the absolute threshold level, the ATL, and that's basically where below that absolute threshold level, you're no longer conscious of it. So your conscious mind would no longer be conscious of that particular signal that is below that. And that could be either something audible, so sounds, or that could be something visual, etc., etc. And in terms of the YouTube sounds, those would be the affirmations that are below the absolute threshold level that you are not consciously aware of. You consciously cannot hear them. So me personally, I haven't used any subliminals. I listened to one when I first came across them, I feel like 2 years ago or something like that, or a year ago. I don't know, definitely more than a year ago. I listened to one because I came across them and I was like, oh my gosh, what are subliminals? I looked into it a little bit and I did play one of them just to obviously hear what it sounded like. And it does obviously sound weird because, like I said, you can't hear the affirmations. It's just this background noise and then like stuff and you basically can't hear the affirmations. You can't hear what's being said. You just know that that particular video is for a particular thing, i.e. if it was a subliminal for money, for example, you just know that you're watching one that's to do with money. And sometimes people will put in the description what affirmations are being said so that you know what affirmations are going to be going into your subconscious. So when it comes to subliminal messages, or subliminals, the whole idea behind them is that it's meant to affect your subconscious mind, and those affirmations are meant to go straight into your subconscious mind and then produce whatever result you are expecting. Example, if it's for the money one, then you would expect to eventually see money, see abundance, etc., etc. So one thing that I noted when I did do research into subliminals and stuff like that is that some people say that they feel this like tingling sensation in certain parts of their bodies, depending on what that subliminal is for. So for example, say it was a subliminal to get bigger lips or to change your nose or something like that. People have said that they feel like this tingling sensation in that particular part of their body that the subliminal is targeted for. The tingling sensation itself is because certain sounds hover around like higher and lower frequencies of the audible spectrum, and they can produce those tingling sensations in your body. And this is the same kind of concept the same kind of idea behind the whole ASMR thing, which is, when you watch video of people doing particular sounds and it makes you feel a certain way, or certain sounds feel nice to you and certain sounds make you feel like horrible or make you like whatever that. So the whole tingling sensation is not a placebo effect, but it can be explained like scientifically because of the fact that certain sounds, certain frequencies, and it's all to do with the audible spectrum, and that can be felt in different parts of your body. That's not to say that I completely don't think that subliminals don't work, but it's just to let people know that if you are feeling that tingling sensation, it's not necessarily because that particular subliminal that is for your mouth or for your nose is going directly to that part of your body, if that makes sense. That could potentially just be because there is a science behind certain sounds and certain sound frequencies. Another thing with subliminals, so obviously when you look at the comments of subliminals, or if you have done them yourself and you've experienced results or whatever, like quite a lot of people will say about subliminals just being a placebo effect. So what a placebo effect is, basically do something and then by doing that thing, something unrelated happens. So some people will say with subliminals that it's just a placebo effect in a sense that it's just because you're listening to this particular thing that you are going to then experience, you're then going to then experience those particular results, etc., etc. And me personally, I don't see anything wrong with, even if it is just a placebo effect, I think that just goes along with my beliefs and in terms of the law of assumption, in a sense that if you believe something is going to happen and you assume something is going to happen, then it will. And my take on subliminals is more, for me personally, I do think that subliminals can affect your subconscious mind, but I don't necessarily think they have as much of an effect, in a sense that it's just because you're listening to that subliminal and it's affecting your subconscious mind that strongly that you are then getting the results that you want. My take on it would be that you believe that by watching this subliminal about money, that you are then going to receive money. So every time you listen to that subliminal, even though you consciously cannot hear what those affirmations are or what's being said, you do consciously know that by watching that particular subliminal, you expect to see this particular result. You expect to see it. You maybe even seen that other people have got results from it, or you just yourself believe that you are going to experience a particular result. And therefore you will end up experiencing that particular result. So whether people would like to say that is just a placebo, that's just a placebo effect and it's not a real thing. Me personally, I don't believe that the placebo effect is something that, how do I explain this? In a sense that I just think even if something is a placebo effect, that just proves how strong your mind is and proves more that your mind is able to do things and create things for you just because you believe on it, just because you believe it, and just because you focus on it. If anything, a placebo effect is a good thing and proves more about the power of your mind. So even if what people say about subliminals are true and it is just a placebo effect, then I don't think that is a bad thing. And me personally, I think I'm not going to call it a placebo effect because I don't want to use that word for it, but my own opinion on subliminals would be more that I think it potentially could be more that you know what that subliminal is meant to do, and the same way with like techniques that you use and stuff like that, you think that by listening to this particular subliminal you're going to get this particular result based on the law of assumption, etc., etc. If you focus on that thing, you therefore are going to experience it affecting your subconscious mind. I do think that it can go into your subconscious. It can have an effect on your subconscious, the affirmations that are being said, because obviously, like I said, it's below that absolute threshold level. There are affirmations within the subliminal, like that's basically what it is. It's just affirmations, but you can't hear them. And I do think that it can affect your subconscious mind. However, I think in terms of it having a real effect on just your subconscious mind, I do think that would take quite a lot of time, or you would have to do them, like you would have to do it for an extended period of time, and you would have to do it at the times when your subconscious is more open to things, and that is right before you go to sleep and right when you wake up, because that's when your brainwaves are in theta and your subconscious mind is a lot more susceptible to the things that you put in it. Like you can, the same thing that you would be using a subliminal for, you could also just do that consciously through conscious affirmations. All subliminals are is they are literally just affirmations that are played at a lower sound, than a louder sound that is above it, where to the point where you can't hear what that affirmation is. But I feel like you would get results much quicker, much easier. You would also know exactly what is being said in that subliminal if you just do it consciously. If you consciously just use affirmations, you consciously decide whatever it is that you want, whatever subliminal you are choosing to watch or listen to, just do the affirmations for that particular thing. And I know that you would get results a lot quicker, a lot easier. So yeah, that is just my take on subliminals. Like I said, I don't really use them. The research on them is limited, again, even though I personally don't need scientific proof for something to be like true or not. That's just me personally. But yeah, again, I say this all the time. I feel like try it for yourself. If you are already using subliminals and it's working for you, then great, continue to do that. If you have tried them and it hasn't worked for you, then maybe try to just use affirmations and consciously manifest that particular thing. Maybe even do an experiment for yourself and consciously try to manifest a particular thing and use a subliminal for a particular thing. See which gets you a quicker result. See which is easier for you to manifest or to experience. And then yeah, just take it from there. But yeah, that is just my opinion on it. I was asked what I think about them. Obviously, different people are gonna have different ideas about it, and either totally believe in and accept subliminals or not, and that's okay. At the end of the day, whatever works for you, and that is all that matters. So yeah, I hope that has helped. But I will see you guys in the next video.